Hello everyone, and 3.0 is coming December 2nd. We know it's coming now. So this video we're going to take a look at ways that you can prepare for a 3.0 launch for Rise. What is it? Shadow of Revan. I nearly called it Rise of the Hutt Cartel. I don't know why I said that. But Rise of Revan. So the ways that you're going to prepare for this, the number one way that I would suggest you prepare is by farming credits. You're going to want as many credits as possible. This is going to be your top priority, is to roll into 3.0 on December 2nd with as many credits as possible. Now, there are various reasons for this. The top reason is we're going to be leveling again. Now, we don't know about the new discipline system of how it will integrate with our class trainers. Will we still have to learn abilities from our class trainers? I am aware currently, right now in the game, if you have the 12 times XP boost, you don't pay any credit costs for skills right now, which is actually really good because we're leveling so fast right now through class missions that it's yeah, we'd be broke and penniless by the time 3.0 came around. But yeah, I don't know whether they're going to change this after December the 2nd. We don't know, but I would suggest getting credits anyway. Because again, if you look at what happened when we hit level 50 and what happened when we hit level 55, the amount of class trainer things that we had to learn was, it was a huge credit sink for the game. So I would suggest maybe 1 to 2 million credits. The more credits, the better, I would suggest. But probably 1 million is your kind of bottom line, I would suggest. Get 2 million plus would probably be the better option. So you're going to be doing a lot of dailies. Stop buying things for your house, despite how tempting it is for credits. And again, the other reason again is that we're going to be probably the crafting skills will probably get raised as well. So again, you're going to be crafting again, and you're going to be buying recipes and materials again. So getting your crafting skill raised is going to cost you credits as well. Also, gear upgrades. There are going to be new gear tiers in the new expansion. So we're going to be, again, if you want to keep your characters look the same, you'll be pulling out mods. You'll be upgrading your augments. Of course, 2.0 introduced augments Mark 8, Mark 7, Mark 8, and Mark 9. You'd imagine we'll get like Mark 10, maybe Mark 11 augments. So we'll be upgrading our augment slots for the new end game. Again, this costs credits, so I would suggest getting as many credits as possible. You might even want to buy new gear on GTN. You might even want to buy crafting materials on the GTN just to get a head start in 3.0. Just to get it when you hit 60, you're ready for the content. You're not farming credits, so you're not having to go farm credits to get augments for gear, because we will be upgrading our gear. And we will be upgrading our augments, I would imagine, because they did introduce new augments in the last expansion, new tiers. You'd imagine that they will continue that trend. We'll have better augments in the future, and again, we'll have to either buy them or craft them or get the materials to craft them. So credit should be your number one priority for the new expansion. Get as many as possible, and bear in mind that we don't know what's going to happen with the dailies, so we might experience a form of inflation. Usually happens with an expansion. Basically what's going to happen is that your credit will be worth less. 1 credit right now is not worth a lot right now, but it'll be worth even less come the expansion. It depends though, because if you look at the amount of daily content that's available, you can make 1 million credits a day in this game just by doing dailies. Some people say an hour, but I think an hour is exaggerating. I would say 1 million credits per day right now. So we do want to maximize that out, but we don't know what's going to happen with Illum and places like that. If Illum and Section X, if they're going to get their credits nerfed, maybe. We don't know, because you get, 10.7k credits per Illum quest. You get like 7k per Section X quest. And I think it's the same for Oricon and CZ198 as well. You've also got Belsavis as well, which nets you good credits at level 50 daily area. And the Black Hole, obviously. So they will add to the daily areas in the new expansion, but we don't know what they'll do with the current daily areas. So if they don't nerf them, they'll probably make things more expensive, because there's going to be so many dailies that you can do to get credits. So probably we'll see a form of inflation in the next expansion. So just be prepared for that. Be prepared for your credits to be worth a little bit less. So maybe repair costs will go up, and mod extraction costs will probably go up in line with the new expansion. It's what, 11k for best in slot mods? Is it like 11, 12k? I don't remember Whereas I think 180 is like 11k per mod extraction. That's quite expensive at the moment to extract mods from 180 gear. I don't know what 186 is, but probably the new gear, what, 200 or whatever, item level 200 or whatever, will probably cost us, you know, maybe 15, 16k to extract. I don't know, this is just speculation, but be prepared. You know, this is all about being prepared. So number one thing is going to be credits. That's going to be the number one thing I'm going to recommend to you. Number two on your priority list is going to be datacrons. I'm going to tell you about the datacrons. Datacrons, if you don't know what they are basically a small stat boost. They're little cubes, we'll call them. Yeah, little cubes that you collect, and they are small permanent stat boosts. Now, you don't have to get all the datacrons. I'm not suggesting you go for all of them, unless you're going for the achievement, the datacron master achievement. Might be a good time to get that actually, but the ones that you're going to want are endurance, presence, and your main stat. They're your three priorities. Endurance increases your HP, your presence increases your companion's effectiveness, and your main stat increases your damage or healing output. The one to go for as well is the fleet datacron. I'd recommend getting that because it's plus 10 to all stats. The other datacrons are like plus 2, plus 3. You get like a plus 3 strength datacron or a plus 4 endurance datacron. But the fleet datacron is plus 10 to all stats. You can get this on the Republic and Imperial fleets. It doesn't unlock legacy wide, so you're going to have to get it per toon. Unfortunately, it's a shame that it doesn't. Getting the Macabre ones as well, the plus 10 presence and the plus 10 endurance ones, are another good way to prepare. So again, it's just going to give you that little stat boost if you're min-maxing your character. It's just going to give you those extra, you know, I mean 4 endurance is 40 health, you know, and 4 willpower is maybe, what, 1 point of damage, which might not seem like a lot, but if you get them all, it's going to make a difference. It's going to make a difference to your stats. And they're good things to collect as well. They're quite challenging, quite annoying. Some of them are really annoying if you don't have the right class combination. But again, the fleet one is one I'd recommend that you get. It's plus 10. It's free stat boosts, essentially. It costs nothing, just costs time and patience. But it's free stat boost. So moving on, we'll move on to the next point, is going to be commendations. Commendations are probably going to be changed in 3.0. Your basic, ultimate, and elite comms are probably all going to get squished into one commendation value. It'll probably be Hut Cartel comms or something like that. That's what happened the last time anyway. We had our Taiwanese, our Kalumi, our Black Hole, and our daily comms all got squished and put into classic comms. They got squished at various rates though. I think it was like 4 Kalumi comms was like 1 classic comm, or probably something similar. You probably get like 4 elite comms will be 1 Hut Cartel comm. Probably 1 ultimate comm will equal 1 Hut Cartel comm. Why do you want to do this? Simply because that it will be easier to gear in 3.0 probably. If it follows the same model as 2.0 did, as Rise of the Hut Cartel did, then it will be easier for you to gear. Because what they did in 2.0 was they took all the campaign gear, which could only be gotten through operations, and made it available for classic comms. Campaign was the second highest tier. The highest tier was Hazma, and it was Dreadguard was the set bonus version of that. That was the highest tier back in the first version of the game. So in 2.0 they made campaign gear, which was 146 item level, available for classic comms. Will they do the same this expansion? There's a good chance they probably will. It probably will be 180. Hopefully it'll be the Dreadforged with the set bonus item. Hopefully you'll get the set bonus Dreadforged gear available for whatever they call the comm. Maybe they'll call them I'm just using Hut Cartel because the expansion was called Rise of the Hut Cartel. That was 2.0. Maybe they'll call them Dread Master comms or something like that. But you probably will get them available for the new commendation currency. Maybe they'll keep the same basic ultimate elite currency for 3.0, but you won't start with maxed out comms. Certainly you will not be able to buy best in slot gear when you start at level 60. There's no way they're going to do that. And if they do, it's just going to break the game. It's just going to break progression in the game if they did that. So they'll probably will get rid of your ultimate comms. My suggestion is keep them for now. I mean, keep spending them for now. Keep upgrading gear because it's not important. Gear is kind of less relevant right now. Gear is not something you're going to want to bother about in Rise of the Hutt Cartel because gearing will be easier in Shadow of Revan. Sorry, so gearing will be easier with they'll probably squish all the gear, and the operations currently will probably get the gear levels enhanced. That's what happened last time. Eternity Vault got hazmat gear in it, and it used to drop Rakata gear, so it got its gear upgraded from 140 to 150. It got its gear upgraded. We'll probably find that's the same. We'll probably get Underworld gear, maybe 168 gear from like Terror from Beyond story mode, and you'll probably get 180 gear from hard mode. But bear in mind these ops will probably be nerfed, so it will be easy to gear in 3.0 or at the beginning of 3.0 for the 55 to 60 content. Once you hit 60 it will be difficult, so gear is not really an issue. I would suggest maxing out your comms for the expansion launch, especially your ultimates and elites. Basics, not so much probably. But if you're doing dailies to earn credits, you will be getting basic comms anyway. Classic comms, planetary comms, you could probably just ignore them. Probably would be my suggestion for now. Although you probably maybe get 168 or 162 gear might be available for planetary comms. Again, if they follow the same pattern with the next expansion as they did with the last one, then it'll be fine. It should be okay. So gear is not a huge issue. I wouldn't bother gearing up alts again. I would just max out their comms, to be honest with you, rather than gear them up, because it's going to be easier to gear them up for the 55 to 60 content. What gear level would be recommended? It'd probably be 162 or 168 will probably be like the minimum gear level for that. But again, 162 and 168 will be made easily available. And again, your hard mode flashpoints will probably be dropping 168s. That's what will probably happen. So at level 55, so it'll be easier to gear for that because the gear is not worthless. 180 gear is probably going to be the entry level gear for level 60 content, you would imagine. That's what it was in the last expansion with 146. The campaign gear was the entry level gear. So again, what else are you going to want to max out? I would, again, these are just a few suggestions. Those few things are the things that you really must do. The rest of this is going to be just suggestions. Finish off any quests, any quest logs. Clear out your quest log would be a good idea. So finish off anything that you haven't done. If you haven't finished your class quest, maybe now's a good time to go back and finish it, just because you're going to get more quests. Maybe finishing off those achievement quests for the vehicles, getting HK51. HK51 will help with your crafting as well, because he does have the extra bonuses to crafting. He does have the I think he gets an efficiency bonus and a crit bonus to all crafting skills, so maybe getting HK51 is a good idea. It is a bit of an annoying quest at times, but it's worth it in the end, because again, for crafting HK is pretty good. HK51 for your crafting skill is a decent addition to that. It can be soloed. I have soloed it. You can solo the entire quest line now. The only hard thing about it is doing Foundry or Maelstrom Prison in hard mode. That might be a bit difficult unless you're well geared for that. But again, you can do it with 2 people. You can just find one extra person to do it. 2 people should be able to do it easily. 2 level 55 should be able to do that quest easily. So yeah, I would recommend filling in your quest things, just filling it out, getting your achievements maybe, and that's it. So how are you going to prepare for 3.0? Because you want to prepare, you want to hit the ground running with 3.0 runs. We don't want to be going in and then having to grind for credits and having to do the old content, especially at level 60. At level 60, we want to hit 60, ideally be in 180 gear, or maybe whatever, maybe probably we'll get some new gear will drop, maybe 190 maybe, because 186 is the top. You don't need the top end gear for the content, for the leveling content anyway. But you probably want to get at least 180 when you hit 60, or maybe 192 or something like that. It probably will happen while you're questing. You'll probably run across the odd 192 piece. I remember getting I got the Advanced Might Hilt 27 crafted a few weeks before the expansion, and I killed a random mob, and it dropped Advanced Might Hilt 28. Damn, the amount of weeks I spent grinding for the crafting materials for that. That was so annoying. to have that happen. So bear in mind, things like that will happen. So anyway, that is all for this video. If there's anything I've missed, feel free to suggest, but I think we've covered most things that you're going to do. Again, maxing your affection with your companions, another thing, because they get boosts from that. It's another thing, again, another optional thing you could do. Maxing it with all your companions gives you an extra 1% accuracy. Just throwing that out there, because accuracy is important if you're a DPS class. So anyway, that is all for this video. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in Shadows of Revan SWTOR 3.0. We got more videos coming up. We'll talk a little bit about what went wrong in 2.0, what Bioware did wrong, what Bioware did right, what we can learn from this expansion. I also have a 3.0 wish list, which is too late to be implemented now, but I'm hoping some of the things will be implemented that hopefully some of the things I hope will be implemented in the game. So that is all for this video. Thank you for joining me, and goodbye.